Today I am going to show you how to create a virtual machine or a Windows instance in Oracle Cloud and how to access it. You can see here that two instances is already created and it is being terminated. Now I am showing you how to create a new Windows instance from the scratch. Just give this Windows instance name. I'm giving it as test. Then I have a separate compartment of it, and unlike for choosing your platform and your resources, here by default you will get Oracle Linux version 8. If you want to change it to Windows, that is possible. Even you have the option to take it as Ubuntu or CentOS or Oracle Autonomous Linux. So I am choosing it at Windows. Now for Windows, initially by default they will put you in 1 GB RAM machine. So as 1 GB RAM machine will not be compatible for running Windows 2019 Server Edition. That is why this message is given. So I will just click it that I know the risk, and I will select the image, and later on I will change the shape of the image. Now shape means what should be your configuration resources. Either you can choose AMD processor, Intel processor, or ARM based processor. I have chosen by default as an AMD processor. Now I am taking the CPU. Suppose I am taking 8 core CPU, 6 core Oracle CPUs, and the RAM is 96 GB. Select shape. Let me confirm it again. So what option I have chosen it over here? You can see that virtual machine 6 core Oracle CPU, 96 GB memory, and 6 Gbps of network bandwidth. Now just create. So unlike it AWS, you need to check the network connectivity inbound rule and outbound rule. Nothing here. You have to check it, or you have to select it. You can select it later on. Right now the provisioning is being done, and initially at the time of configuring my Oracle Cloud, I have selected the Mumbai data center. So unlike in AWS, where you can choose the data center on the spot, it is not possible over here. Means that whatever services you will take, whether it is an infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, or software as a service, all those services will be created in this Mumbai data center only. Later on you can manage the region, but one region will be provided at a time only to you. So the provisioning is being done. By this time you need to do one thing, that in the go to the networking option, go to virtual cloud networks, you have to set the inbound and outbound rules. So this is the available rule over here for virtual cloud network. And for the subnet, uh, sometimes what happens that your inbound traffic is given some IP address. You need to change that IP address to 0.0.0.0/0, like this one. As you can see it over here, it is by default it is set as like this. If it is not that, you have to change it, otherwise your firewall will block the access. Though the system will be created, but whenever you try to connect it through RDP protocol, the firewall will block your access, so you will not be able to access it. Just change it to 0.0.0.0 slash your subnet also 0. And also the source port range, the inbound port range is all, and destination port to be accessed as 3389 only. So as I have done it in my earlier server, so it has copied it as a default server. So those who are utilizing it as for the first time in the Windows machine, so please do it to access it properly. Now again I will go to my instance. Let me check that whether it is running or not. Yes, it is running now. If it is running, then it will provide you the public IP address as well as the password and everything. Just copy the public IP address, open your remote desktop connection, paste your IP, connect it. Okay, so now it will ask you for the password. Now the in password copy paste is not working, so I have to put the password manually. Okay, now you have to change your password. Now access to your Oracle Cloud remote desktop machine. So look it here, unlike in AWS where it takes at least 5 minutes, I believe that it has been created, it has taken not more than 2 minutes. So now check the system configuration. Go to this PC properties. Now look at this. You have been given 64 core processor. Each core is supported by 2.4 gigahertz of clock speed. The installed memory RAM is 64 GB. It's a 64-bit machine. And the storage by default, I believe they have taken it as around 60 GB, now 70 or 80 GB of storage. Now in runtime you can add your storage, there will be no issue, and whatever work you want to do you can do it over here. So if you are not working on it, just shut it down. It will come back to your own Oracle dashboard. And if you don't want this machine, because the billing will be done for the 64 GB RAM machine, 96 GB RAM machine, the billing will be more. So to avoid the billing, whenever your work is being done, you can terminate the instance. So that is for my side. Thank you.